Oh, hi, friends. Welcome back. It's another beautiful day in the College Hill neighborhood. Are you ready to hear another Bible story? You know, the Bible is filled with so many cool stories about amazing things. And Jesus, most of all, does so many amazing things, so much more amazing than anything the world has ever seen. And you know, there's actually even a word for those amazing things that Jesus does. Do you know what we call it when Jesus does something amazing? Yeah, it's called a miracle. A miracle is something that God can do that no ordinary person like you and me can do. Only God can do a miracle. And why can God do miracles? Because God is all powerful, right? Because God created the world, and so the whole world is under his control. And that, my friends, is a really, 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 really good thing. Don't believe me? Just listen to our story from the Bible today. In the Bible, in Matthew chapter 8, we read that one day Jesus' disciples went out on a boat with Jesus when suddenly there came a great big storm. Now, have any of you ever seen a great big storm before? Was there lots of loud thunder? Do you remember seeing lots of bright lightning? Was there lots and lots of rain? Big storms are so powerful, aren't they? And they can even be kind of scary too. But that's when it's really important to remember Jesus and our all-powerful God. It makes all the difference. So here's what happens in this story. Matthew chapter 8, beginning in verse 23, we read that Jesus got into a boat and also his disciples went with him. And after the boat had left the shore, a very bad storm came over the lake, and the waves were covering over the boat. The wind is whipping, and the waves are crashing, and the lightning is lighting up the sky, and the thunder is thundering. And this is really scary stuff, isn't it? But do you want to guess what Jesus was doing during all of that scary stuff? That's right. The Bible says Jesus was sleeping. Can you believe that? The disciples could not believe it. And so in verse 26, the disciples went to Jesus and they said, "Lord, save us. We're going to drown." What did Jesus say? "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" And then Jesus got up and he gave an order to the winds and the waves. And he said, "Peace, be still." And the waves and the water became completely calm. It was amazing. The disciples who saw it were just totally amazed. And this is what they said: "What kind of man is this that even the winds and the waves obey him?" Isn't that an amazing miracle? To make a whole great storm perfectly calm. And what this story is telling us is that Jesus is more powerful than even the biggest storm. In fact, Jesus is more powerful than anything you can face in your life. In your life and in my life, we all may face some things along the way that are kind of scary, that are kind of tough. But that's when it's important to stick with Jesus and put our trust in him, because we know the Bible tells us that he is stronger than even the biggest storm. So here's what I want us to do. I'm going to put that picture of the storm back here. And I want us to say together, in fact, I want us to sing together about our God who is more powerful than any storm. Here's the song I want us to sing, and I think some of you are going to know it. It's called "My God is So Big." Will you sing it with me? My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. The mountains are his and the valleys are his and the trees are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Thank you so much for singing that with me. I hope we will all remember exactly what that song says and what our Bible story says today. There's nothing our God cannot do. And even when we face a big storm, all we've got to do is put our trust in God, because Jesus is bigger than even the biggest storm. Can you remember that? Can you remember to put your trust in God? I know that you can. And I know that you are going to love our next activity. Who's ready for an awesome Bible-themed game? Are you ready for a Bible game? Well, you have fun at games, and it's time for me to say goodbye, but I want you to remember, wherever you go, there's nothing your God cannot do, and you just got to put your trust in Jesus. Have fun at games, and we'll see you tomorrow.